Today I'll be detailing how to create an iProx sales estimate or addendum A to present to your clients. It's based upon the February 2018 iProx checklist in PDF. I've already loaded iGyro, logged in, opened my jobs database, and I've selected the job I want to work within. The job I am showing is called Test Training. Across the top of your screen, beneath your client's name and site address, you'll see a row of tabs. The number of tabs and information contained within differs depending on your access privileges, and the order or placement of these tabs will also differ depending on the physical size of your screen and its resolution. iProx is towards the right hand side on my screen, but maybe towards the left on yours. We need to click on the iProx tab. If this is a brand new job, you'll see that the tab is entirely empty except for a few buttons. If this job is not new and has previously had sales estimates created, you'll see the most recent sales estimate. This estimate may be created by yourself or another individual. If the sales estimate was created by another, you will not be able to edit the existing contents without contract administrator or management access privileges. In this example, we're assuming the job is brand new, and thus we see a mostly blank page. We will now click the new /select iProx button on the top left, and a dialog box will appear. It is possible to create an iProx from scratch, but it is quite time consuming, so I suggest copying another job in every instance. Either one you've recently worked on which is similar, or a franchising standard job, as these will have the standard disclaimers and notes to use as your foundation. To copy from another job, we need to tick the Copy from Another Job checkbox, and then a filter and search box will appear directly adjacent. We want to type in standard space hyphen space, and then a range of jobs will appear. I encourage selecting the job at the top as it's the most actively maintained. In this instance, it is the Aspect 200 Facade 1. Click Aspect 200 Facade 1, and then its history of prices will appear. Highlight the top price, they're sorted from newest at the top to oldest at the bottom, and press the copy button above. We've now successfully mirrored the standard within our own database. We now need to double check and or amend the following items. Firstly, we need to enter the price template input items such as lower floor, upper floor, garage, perimeter, and these can be directly entered from the area schedule on your INH created plans, or alternatively by manually measuring from plans provided by others. In this instance, I recommend the software PDF Exchange Editor. A link is available in the comments to download the software. It is worth noting we're not affiliated with this software and do not provide support for it. After those fields are completed, we press the three little dots button, which adjusts the expiry date. Pressing the button defaults to 30 days in the future. You're also able to set a custom date should you choose. You can make that longer or shorter. We want to adjust the consent authority to be a local government area within your database. When you copy the job, it copies the consent authority and associated loading from the original database, meaning the prices presented will be based upon another database's loading, not your own. The red exclamation mark is a trigger to suggest this. The box is a search/filter box, meaning you can delete what is present and start typing in your own council's name. When you select one from your own database, the red exclamation mark will disappear. It won't disappear for me as I'm working within a database that doesn't have any councils, so I'm using another franchisee's database as an example. Check and adjust the details within the estimate header section, i.e. the win classification and win rating, if these are known, else leave as assumed values. You want to untick the fast track discount if you do not offer this service, or if the client is likely to expect a color selection and is thus not eligible. Now that we've completed the iProx details tab, we can move on to the job workup. which is the individual items which make up the base price, as well as the items which physically print on the sales estimate addendum A. The Job Workup tab is broken into two screens, the Estimate Price List and the Master Price List, which is a collection of franchisor master price lists, notes, clauses, and those which you have copied or created yourselves. You can filter these from the search box up the top on each screen. You can also choose to hide items from your own database or those of the franchisor by ticking or unticking the boxes on the top right hand side. I encourage going through all the items which are present in the estimate price list on the left hand side and deleting those which are not applicable and putting values against those which are. Then you mark them complete by right clicking on the item. When the estimate price list is empty, move on to the master price list on the right hand side of your screen. You start selecting items which are applicable and then press the green arrow which moves it into the live job. Enter a value against the item and then mark it as complete also by right clicking. Use the filter or search box at the top to keep searching for items which are obviously relevant and adding to the estimate price list. By obviously relevant, I mean they're shown on the plans or the client has indicated that they would like those added. When you've finished adding all of the appropriate items, press the little X button on the filter and search dialog box and expand all the items so that all are visible. I suggest starting at the top and working your way to the very bottom, reviewing every single item that may or may not be appropriate. You'll be very surprised at what you will find and what may have been overlooked and missed from your price. Don't forget to tick the Calc bar button, as these items are hidden by default and do not print on your sales estimate. Don't forget to tick the Calc bar button underneath the estimate price list, as these items are hidden by default and do not print on your sales estimate. They form the foundation of your base price. Finish putting quantities against the remaining items you've added and mark them complete. You can do this in a very quick method by selecting the first one and selecting the last one, holding down Shift and clicking, right click and mark complete. As you can see, because I have the filter view incomplete only selected, nothing is visible. You now save the sales estimate from the disk button in the top left hand corner and generate the PDF for viewing by pressing the sales estimate button. It is worth noting, pressing the save button resets all the default views and returns it to show all items and to hide the calc bar by default. Pressing the sales estimate button generates a PDF of what we can see on screen. The sales estimate as standard includes the standard inclusions, individual line item pricing, as well as the total price at the bottom. An addendum A, on the other hand, excludes those items for contractual purposes. As you can see, the standard inclusions have disappeared, line item pricing has disappeared, as has the total price. That finalizes today's training session.